Previously, on Ahsoka, Sabine decided to join Balon in order to find Ezra. Ahsoka had no idea where they went because they fled to another galaxy. She had no maps and no clues, but she has the Force, this magical thing capable of resolving any situation. So she convinces space whales to take her ship to Balon somehow. Who cares at this point? On to Ahsoka episode 6. The episode starts with the whales traveling through disco lights while Rosario Dawson showcases excellent acting skills. She is, as usual, stoic and boring. The moment for facial expression is...
Not right now.
Ahsoka and the droid Huyang are discussing Sabine's decision to join Balon and give him the map. Sabine forsakes an entire galaxy for the life of a single friend. After the nice intro song, the episode takes us to the meta-narrative, a galaxy far, far away. Do you get it? Balon betrayed Sabine in less time than Dave Filoni took to write this show, about 5 minutes.
I don't know what I'm doing!
Meanwhile, the evil Halo exits the hyperspace blue screen and reaches an ancient planet. Do you know what Lucasfilm has in common with Bethesda? Like on Starfield, both studios treat planets the same. They are randomly generated and feature a single point of interest, and everything looks about the same. Deserted. There's always a single town, a single city, or a single evil base on any given planet. So I ask, what is the point of planets, and what is the point of another galaxy? Is it going to be any different? Anyhow, the crew flies down there with Sabine in an artsy scene that takes about 2 minutes. The space witches salute the crew and tell them that winter is coming. I mean, Thrawn. We have waited 5 episodes for him. Some have waited for years. It will be certainly worth it. The witches then imprison Sabine in solitude as she reeks of Jedi. Balon is a character even haters like, and we can see his hesitation in this part. The scene continues with Balon talking with his poodle dog in front of a silly green screen. He makes a point. War in the galaxy repeats again and again, and there is no point to it. But there's a point. Disney bought Star Wars for $5 billion, so they need to extend the Wars part of the logo indefinitely. Luke, Han, and Leia and the Rebels defeated the Empire decades ago in the cinema. But oh wait! Thrawn is coming, and afterward the First Order is coming, and after that the Final Order is coming, and once Rey's movie debuts, the Triumvirate will conquer the galaxy or something. The cycle is the will of the writers, and so is the Force. So Balon talking about bringing the cycle to an end is a mute and meaningless conversation.
This confession has meant nothing.
Meanwhile, in the prison, Sabine tries to force push the rocks to escape, but she realizes that she's not Rey.
You're the best fighter we have.
Simultaneously, a massive Star Destroyer arrives on the planet. It's Moff Gideon leading a crew of Empire remnants. I mean, it's Thrawn, the villain Disney shields have been waiting for years. Thrawn, an original character from Timothy Zahn's 1991's Thrawn trilogy books. A fearful commander, a genius strategist, an ambitious conqueror, an imposing menace. A book Disney said was not part of the canon when they erased the extended universe in 2014. But the character was so beloved by fans that they introduced him on Rebels, where he failed to defeat a ragtag group of proto-rebels over and over again. Winter is here, finally. I present you fat, depressed Thrawn. While the actor does his best to sound menacing and look imposing, Lucasfilm also does his best to mock the character, as they always do. They are obsessed with making men look pathetic. They gave the main villain of their sequel trilogy no control over his emotions, ambitions and goals, and they made him weak. They introduced a new villain of the sequel trilogy only to kill him for a subversion joke. Poe and Finn are, at best, filler characters, at worst, cringe. They turned Lando into a coward sex deviant. They turned Han Solo and Luke Skywalker into depressed old men, and they died. They turned Mando into a subservient of the true Mandalorian Queen. They turned Boba Fett into... I don't know what this is. Now, for no reason at all, they gave Thrawn the physical shape of a divorced dad who fell into alcoholism after losing custody of his son. Introductions ensue. Thrawn meets Sabine, frees her, and promises to give her information about Ezra. He gives her a CGI doc and no information, and warns her that while she can go, she will be left stranded on the planet once Thrawn's ship departs. And who would have thought? Thrawn commands Balon and the poodle to follow and kill Sabine once she finds Ezra. Pew pew, pay attention, Sabine gets in a fight with some things from an evil galaxy. Pause and laugh if you need, friend. Action scenes in Lucasfilm are a joke, just as this guy. She's slow, clumsy and evidently weak. Here is where we learn that Sabine had a small, unknown device to apparently track Ezra. A device broken and a CGI doc to find a single person on a whole planet. But this is Disney Lucasfilm. Logic and peril are things of the past, so you know she's going to find him, and it's very easy. She just needs to find the next point of interest, the single NPC carrying the information she needs. Fat depressed Thrawn further reveals his evil plan. He doesn't care if Balon and the poodle remain stranded on the planet alongside Ezra and Sabine. After all, Balon is a former Jedi Master. About 5 more artsy minutes pass where Sabine and CGI Doc look for Ezra in the procedurally generated planet. Sabine finds a space bug, and while the CGI Doc wants to eat it, Sabine calms it down easily. She met the beast a few minutes ago, but remember, she's a woman in Star Wars. She can do anything.
Yes, yes!
They communicate, and apparently, the Rockbug and his friends want to sell you toys. I mean, they know something about Ezra. What a coincidence. This must be the will of the writers. I mean the Force. Now, if you didn't see Rebels, neither did I. I abandoned it halfway through, but I found out that in the final battle against Thrawn, Ezra and the Rebels join forces with the space whales to defeat the Admiral's fleet. Then Ezra uses the Force to command the whales, the Purgils, to take Thrawn's ship to another galaxy. Ezra remains on the ship and disappears, never to be seen again. Until now, because in a few minutes Sabine finds clues on Ezra's whereabouts. Meanwhile, Balon and the poodle are on her heels. They talk about the Jedi Order's weakness and the ancient power of the Dathomir. Then they decide to join forces with the space goons to find Sabine. Meanwhile, Sabine arrives to Rocktown and finds Ezra. The two meet each other with the only personality Lucasfilm knows for their heroes, snarky and sarcastic.
Though, sure took you long enough.
Ezra wants to go home, but Sabine, as the genius she is, has no idea how to return. Luckily for them, Ahsoka is arriving with the means of transportation. Fat depressed Thrawn receives a warning from the witches and prepares accordingly for the arrival of the main character. I can't wait to see more action scenes like this. Yeah.
How dare you!
Even if we know that the battle will be unresolved, because there's a movie coming to resolve all of this. No one stays dead in Star Wars. Rebels will always fight empires, and the galaxy will always be at war. The only stake is for Disney to find ways to continue Star Wars forever and tie the original trilogy with their horrible sequel. The result of how Lucasfilm treats its main franchise is what you see on Ahsoka Episode 6, a pointless joke, fueled by coincidences. Goodbye friends, if you like what you saw, subscribe, leave your comments down below and hit the like button. I'll be back soon with another video, so keep the comment section
Civilized.